Can you be a fan of a game if you have never played it? This is a topic that I've been seeing on twitter.com, or I guess you should say X. Ain't nobody call it that though. I've just seen it quite a bit recently, and I thought, why not add my opinion to the internet, because that seems like a great idea. Anyways, I found it to be a very interesting discussion because there's a lot of arguments going back and forth, and for some reason I've been seeing a lot of the answer of, yes, you are not a fan if you haven't played the game. And I found it to be a very interesting topic, actually, because people are getting very, very worked up from it, and I really don't know why. It's not really something to get so worked up about, I guess. It's really not so serious. But I figure in terms of, just having some fun discussion, I thought I'd talk about it here. Now, if you're curious about what my answer is that I don't think you have to play a game to be a fan of it. I don't really think there's, a lot of fair comparisons. That's one of the comparisons that I've seen is oh, I'm a fan of, pancakes, but I only look at people eat pancakes. Or it's I think one of the funniest ones that I saw was oh, I just love insert restaurant here. And it's oh, what's your favorite food item from it? It's oh, I just actually watched the mukbangs on YouTube or something like that. That was kind of funny. But I saw so many people genuinely taking that seriously, and I don't feel like it really applies. Because I think for food, it's a little bit different, because it's yeah, you gotta eat it. And I guess there's some argument to be made that's similar for games. But if you ask me, I think it's a little bit different because games have so much to offer. Whereas with food, you can see a nice visual presentation, the smell, the taste. There's obviously quite a bit. Wait, I got distracted by that bird. Look at that bird. Bird. Hey bird, you distracted me. But games have so much to offer. There's so much. There's the art direction. There's the music. Those are probably the two biggest ones that you can look at. There's the programming. There's the character writing. There's how the actual game feels to play. The presentation overall. There's a lot of factors that go into why people enjoy games. And I think for me, if you love something, you're a fan of it. That is simple. Just point blank simple like that. If you love something, you're a fan of it. That's all it takes, if you ask me. And I think the main reason why I say that is because I, in the past, also just watched playthroughs on YouTube, and that was kind of all I had to experience some games. I think a good example of this is the Persona series. I actually didn't play the Persona games for a very, very long time. I have not even played 4, but I would still consider myself a Persona 4 fan. That's the thing. And a lot of people are arguing oh, well, you're actually not a fan of Persona 4 or whatever if you haven't played the game. And I think that's just a little bit silly because I really enjoyed all the Persona games for their character writing and their stories and their music and their art direction. And I really admire those characters. I really love those characters. And so when somebody just comes and says, oh, you're actually not a fan of that, it kind of just, it's a denial of how you feel. And I don't really like doing that. I'm not really a big fan of denying what makes somebody happy. And so to see people, go out of their way to have this argument with people that, maybe can't afford a game, or maybe just don't have it accessible to them. Maybe they can't emulate it because they have a bad PC, or maybe they don't even have a PC. It's a very weird discussion, I feel that people are just taking way too seriously the more I look into it. It's a weird thing, I think, that I've seen a lot of people do nowadays, is it's kind of going back to that gatekeeping thing. If you don't really know what gatekeeping is, I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory. But it's something that people do for hobbies now. It's we're gatekeeping hobbies. And you see this a lot on social media. And I think it's a very terminally online kind of thing, where it's oh, if you're not doing it in the right way, you're not a fan of this thing. To me, that's so silly. Because why are you denying any new fans or any new people into your community? Why are you saying, oh snap, hello squirrel? Like, why would you deny getting more people into the thing that you're interested in? Isn't that like a good thing? I don't know. It's a little silly. It's a very silly argument overall, in my opinion. For me, though, if you're a fan of something, like I said, then all that matters is that you like it. Because I actually know like a few people that have never really had many games, and I would still consider them to be fans of said game franchises, despite the fact that they never really owned them. And it's because I think they've created things and engaged in things alongside of that media that end up being very special. For example, I have a few friends that are artists, and they'll create art on different things, but they haven't actually played the games. They just watch the lore on YouTube, they'll just watch the playthroughs on YouTube, and grow attached to all the other aspects of a game that isn't just the gameplay. Now, of course, in my opinion, I do think playing a game is the best way to become a fan of it and to be fully engaged in the overall experience of what a game has to offer. But I don't think it's good to, I guess, put those people down that can't readily experience that full thing, or maybe are just not really willing to, depending on how much of an investment it might take. So, I don't know, it just makes you curious, because I went to a cosplay panel a while ago, and I was talking to like some of the cosplayers there, and how, they've watched these playthroughs on YouTube, they've studied these characters inside and out, and they're like, I've never actually played the game, but I love this character. And they ended up cosplaying as that character for a convention. And they know everything about that character. And so I kind of just imagine some like terminally online person on Twitter.com walking up to this person in cosplay and then just saying, you're not a fan, you didn't actually play the game. And it's like, brother, this person is dressed up as X character from X series, and they know everything about X character from X series. It's a very silly argument. I don't know. It seems so like, do we really have nothing better to talk about type of argument? I don't know. I feel like I've been seeing it a lot in gaming recently, and I don't really know why. Because I feel like gaming is, at least to me, as somebody who's been gaming all my life, it's been one of the easiest ways for me to connect to people, because I always struggled making friends, at least in school. In Boy Scouts, it was a lot easier because it was kind of a more, I feel like I was better in that environment, but in school I was pretty bad. So the best way I could make friends with people was through games and talk about games. And so, bird moment, hi bird moment. So I don't know, it's a little sad that people are taking that argument so seriously, and I just thought, I don't know, I just kind of randomly decided to talk about it here on my morning walk. Hello bird. Hello bird. Look at you. Bird, have you played a game? I think that bird's a fake fan, actually. Sorry, have you played Flappy Bird? You're not a real bird if you haven't played Flappy Bird. Sorry, you're just like a default bird. Yeah, see, and that's what happens. That's what would happen when one of these people comes up to you and says you're not a fan of this game, and I'd be like, go back to Twitter.com, bro. I'm sorry, I meant X.com. Elongated muskrat. Trillionaire. Okay, enough. This is enough. That's all I had to say. Bye.